Good morning, Madam Chair. This is Senate Resolution number 87. I'd like to begin, if I could, by starting with an amendment. I would like to strike the word conception and add fertilization, if I could, please.
We have that amendment. It's been moved and seconded that the amendment be adopted. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed? The amendment is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a simple bill that defines when life begins. It honors the science. Whereas the terms human person and human being include every person of the species Homo sapiens at all stages of life, including the moment of fertilization, moment of cloning, or other moment at which an individual of the human species comes into being. And whereas the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees equal rights and protections under the law to all persons, and whereas the right to life guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States is vested in each human being, now therefore be it that we, the Senate of Virginia, would recognize the right to life begins at fertilization. I'm going to cut to the chase here, and Madam Chair, I would like to start with, I've got 3 quick points. One is from Dr. Kondik, who is Associate Professor of Neurobiology and Adjunct Professor of Pediatrics at the University of Utah School of Medicine, and he says this: the conclusion that human life begins at sperm-egg fusion is uncontested, objective, based on the universally accepted scientific method of distinguishing different cell types from each other and an ample scientific evidence, thousands of independent peer-reviewed publications. Moreover, it is entirely independent of any specific ethical, moral, political, or religious view of human life or of human embryos. Indeed, this definition does not directly address the central ethical questions surrounding the embryo. What value ought society place on human life at the earliest stages of development? A neutral examination of the evidence merely establishes the onset of a new human life at the scientifically well-defined moment of conception, a conclusion that unequivocally states that human embryos from the one-cell stage forward are indeed living individuals of the human species. I've only got 2 other points I really want to make here, and this one is from Human Embryology and Teratology. This says, although life is a continuous process, fertilization is a critical landmark because under ordinary circumstances, a new genetically distinct human organism is therefore formed. The combination of 23 chromosomes present in each pronucleus results in 46 chromosomes in the zygote. Thus, the diploid number is restored and the embryonic genome is formed. The embryo now exists as a genetic unity. A new study has found that 96% of biologists believe that life begins at fertilization, and that's the bill. The bill simply defines that life begins at the moment of fertilization, and with that, I move that we pass the bill.
You can't make the motion,
Oh,
Senator
okay, I'm
Chase.
sorry.
Thank you.
Getting ahead of myself.
Thank you, Senator Chase. Those who are in support of the bill, you have 5 minutes, or the resolution, rather.
Those on Zoom who would like to speak in support of this bill, please raise your hand electronically.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. My name is Karis Mitchell with the Virginia Catholic Conference, and we support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Todd Gackey on behalf of the Family Foundation. I'll just say that we are fearfully and wonderfully made with a specific purpose in this life, and so we support this resolution.
Thank you.
My name is Donna Machen of Matthews, Virginia. I am a former public school teacher and currently a homeschool teacher, and I'm a farmer's wife. How many of you enjoyed eggs for breakfast this morning? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? You've heard that age-old question. The world says we don't know. God says the chicken because the Word says He spoke chickens into existence on the 6th day. Growing up, I had a book about the life of an egg. It began with the fertilization of the egg, and it traced life until the chicken was hatched. An egg can be laid without a rooster, but there's no life. Life begins at conception, just as it is with people who were made by God on the same day, day 6. Each of us was given life by God and our parents. Some of us think we need to just see the world to get a better view. We think some people need to get down on the farm. Thank you.
Peter Machen, Foster, Virginia. I believe that life begins at conception, and I urge you to vote yes on SR 87. Thank you.
Thank you. Those on Zoom?
We have one speaker on Zoom, Madam Chairman. Vic Nichols, please unmute and provide your testimony now.
Thank you. I hope that you will move to report this great bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in opposition?
Those on Zoom who would like to speak in opposition to this bill, please raise your hand electronically. We have several speakers, Madam Chairman.
5 minutes.
Lexi White, please unmute and provide your testimony.
Good morning, committee members. This resolution is an attempt to push an extremist agenda that ultimately contributes to shame and stigma around the full range of reproductive health care. It contributes to an extremist agenda to punish patients and providers and individuals most vulnerable amongst us in our communities who deserve the human right to have full agency over their own bodies and lives. We see this resolution as reproductive oppression at its finest and ask the Senate members here today to reject this resolution and any and all efforts to push standard, legal, critical reproductive health care, including abortion care, out of reach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie Lockhart, please unmute and provide your testimony now.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman and members of the committee. I'm Jamie Lockhart, and I serve as Executive Director of Planned Parenthood Advocates of Virginia. We are in strong opposition to this legislation, which not only would be a total abortion ban, but also has implications for IVF, for miscarriage management, and it would lead to criminalization of healthcare in Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you.
That completes the speakers, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. We have Senate Resolution 87 before us.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
I move that we PBI this.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that Senate Resolution 87 be passed by indefinitely. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
The ayes have it. Resolution is passed by indefinitely. Thank you, Senator Chase.